Auction time. This is the 7S series auction, 7S01. This is the Bullhead flint that I was working on video, but I reduced it down and sharpened it, trying to keep it thin at the same time removing some width, right? And try to get it all smooth. It is a little bit crunchy though. As it gets thinner, I had a hard time keeping it smooth. So it's going to have some step fractures in it. Yeah, and it's not perfectly symmetrical either because I was having issues with crunching on the edges too as it got thinner. So I just called it quits and said, that's enough. Yeah, I could have worked on this all day. I actually worked on this for, including the video time, probably 3 hours on this one. 5 1/8 inches. I did lose some length on it, trying to thin it down while I was making it a little more narrow. But the reason why it got really narrow is because I wanted to make sure it was nice and smooth. And yeah, I didn't want to break it. So when that happens and I'm a little bit too careful, the flakes don't travel as far as they would if I had kept my foot on the gas fully, so to speak. Okay? So, but it's a rare type of flint, so it's worth it. I didn't want to break it in half. Yeah. Or I didn't want to break it anywhere. Luckily, there was only one large bite taken out of the side. It is susceptible to bites taken out also once it gets thin. But yeah, this is good stuff because I can run long flakes as long as it's got some meat on it, as usual, right? I always say that. But it was running flakes fairly well while it was thin. So, but it's unpredictable because of the inconsistencies. Okay. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Bullhead flint from England. And it's only partially translucent, right? I showed that just on the edges for this particular variety. There's many varieties, very different characteristics and colors and stuff. All right. 7S02 is a Scotsluff made from Knife River flint from North Dakota. Okay, it is translucent. This one's got some banding in it. Yeah, and not too many inclusions. This was a nice piece to knap because it was consistent. Yeah. Even being consistent, I still had some trouble getting all the flakes the same. But this was easier than other types of chert for this kind of thing because this piece was consistent. Yeah. All right. Let's see. This is 3.5 inches. Yeah. A little over 1 inch wide. Okay. It's not perfectly done to where all the flakes are collateral. Okay, I'm still chasing the collateral flaking. I need more control over the flaking before I can get to that stage. I'm doing most of these flakes, like 90% of the flakes on the face, with percussion, indirect percussion. I even use indirect percussion up on the tip, but I do clean it up with pressure flaking, and I do the stem with only pressure flaking. Yeah, it's taken me quite a bit of time to get used to these shorter flakes to the middle with indirect percussion because I'm used to just running them more than halfway. It's difficult to predict the endings of the flakes with percussion. It's a little bit easier with pressure, but I don't do, like I said, I don't do much with pressure on these. Okay. 7S03 is an art piece, but it looks kind of like a Duran or a Diablo type point. This is heat-treated Buffalo River chert. I use it because it shows the flake scars really well. And I like the way it naps. Danny Collins does a good job heat treating this stuff. That's where I got this Buffalo River chert from. Yeah. So this one, it's like a Duran point, except, you know, it's a little bit different. It's more of an art piece. Okay. A little bit over 2 5/8. It's not translucent. Okay. Just an opaque chert. Yeah, I like the way, like I said, I like the way the flake scars look on this stuff. And I actually like the Duran style of point. And the Diablo point is very similar as well. But the Duran is an lateral dart point, and the Diablo point is an arrow point, as far as I remember. Yeah. Okay. 7S04, another Scotsluff, this time black butter obsidian. It is a little bit translucent around the edges, right? Yeah. This one has a little bit of banding in it, maybe. It is buttery obsidian. It's kind of in between dacite and obsidian, right? So it's really buttery. It's my favorite type of material, although I had a hard time getting it smooth. Yeah. You know, stuff like this would happen, where I thought, you know, once I think I got it nailed down to how much force I need to get these flakes to stop in the middle, once in a while it'll stop short, or it'll produce one of these little step fractures for no reason, seemingly, and it bugs me. But yeah, it's with the Scotsluff type, they were obsessed with symmetry. Yeah. So the flaking doesn't need to be perfectly collateral, but the cross section needs to be perfectly symmetrical. The overall shape needs to be symmetrical. The stem has to be symmetrical, and the cross section has to taper just right. Has to lay flat when you set it down. They're just obsessed with symmetry with the Scotsluff or the Cody types. Yeah, so that it's a big transition for me, because I normally just go with random flaking and asymmetry. You know, I don't always try to keep symmetry perfect. All right. 7S05 is a box of broken bifaces. I did a lot of bifaces this week. This is not all the bifaces that I did. I've still got more that I was working on, but I'm going to include these because I ran out of time. All right, so this is a Knife River flint. It's a preform, actually. It's partially sharpened. It's just picked on the edges. Yeah. I think I just did I don't know if I did 1 or 2 passes on this one. Anyway, let me get them all out first. All the broken bifaces. I'll tell you, there are different materials. I'll tell you what they are. Okay. Not that you need to know. You just need to know that all of these will nap. You don't need to know exactly what they're called, but I'll tell you. Yeah. Okay, as far as I know, I'll tell you. So let's see. We got. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little pieces. Okay. So we'll start with this one here. This one is a piece of chert. I think it's from Sal or Izzy. I've been working on chert from those guys. They sent me a couple boxes, 3 3/8 by almost 2 inches. I worked on some of these on the live streams. Like I worked on this during a live stream. I worked on this one during a live stream, in the beginning stages. I worked on this one during a live stream. I think this one's on a live stream as well. Yeah. Okay, so these are live stream originating from. I can't remember where I did this one. This one that, yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, this is Texas Chert. It's pretty good grade. Yeah. Upper middle grade. Yeah. What did I measure yet? Let's see. This one is 3 3/8. This one is a heat treated Oregon jasper. I picked at the edge, so it's partially sharpened. It's thinned down. It says heat treat Oregon jasper. 3 1/8, a little bit more. This is also heat treat Oregon jasper, but it had a defect in it, so it snapped. Big old defect, and you can't see it at all from the surface. It's all underneath. A big old seam in it. Yeah. Anyway, heat treat. It naps really well if it doesn't have little defects in it. This piece here, 3 inches. Okay. Let's see. I need to show you if these are translucent or not. This one's not translucent. This is a jasper, like I said, from Oregon, heat-treated Oregon jasper. This is a heat-treat Oregon jasper. This is Texas Chert. Okay. This is Knife River, flint. This one is 4 1/16, a little bit more than that. Okay, thin down. This one I did on video. I think it is a Texas Chert also, almost 3 inches by 1 3/8. Translucent, a little bit translucent. It is thinned down as well. This is Novaculite heat treat, very translucent. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to make anything out of it. 2.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Yeah, Novaculite. I'm not sure where I got the Novaculite from. This batch. I don't know. Danny Collins has good Novaculite, but I'm not sure if I got this from him. Let's see. I gotta pick up some. The flake fell on the floor. But yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure this is from Danny Collins because it napped really well. All right, this is another piece of Oregon jasper. I did this on video. Almost 2 3/4 by 1 3/4 inches. This one is Bullhead flint from England. I snapped this on video. I broke it. Yeah, being a little careless, snapping on the base here. But it was starting to dive, and there were some issues with this one with the inconsistencies. I was going to nap or re-nap these into 2 little arrowheads, but I don't have time. This one was an attempt at a Scotsluff or an Eden. I made this morning, actually, and I messed it up because I overshot it a couple times. And then as it started to get thin, I took some bites out by accident, and it got too thin. See, it's not supposed to be this thin right there. So yeah, the last flake was right there, and I made it too thin. Yeah. Anyway, this is a semi-translucent obsidian, kind of a buttery type, very similar to this material, except this is darker. This is a little bit more grayish. You can kind of tell that the one on the left is jet black, whereas this one is dark gray. Okay. But yeah, what's the length on this one? 4 1/8, and it is thinned down. It's not sharpened at all. This one is a black buttery obsidian. I'm not sure why I threw it in here, but oh well. I think it got mixed up. 3 inches. Yeah, this is some of my favorite stuff. A little bit translucent, but here goes. It's in there. All right. And before I go over the, let's see, hold on. One more item. 7S06 is a box of random tools and stuff. Okay, so this is a piece of white-tailed deer antler. Very heavy, very dense. Total length is about 6 inches. And the diameter up here is about 1.25 inches, maybe, or 1.125 inches. Okay. I got plenty of these, so I'm just going to offer this as part of this tools collection. These are two of Mike Tuff's boppers. I hardly ever use these, so I'm going to offer these for sale. 1.9, 2 ounce and 3 ounce. Yeah, pretty much. This is 3.1, that's 1.9. Yeah, I like these, but I hardly ever use them, so I think someone else could get a good use out of those. This pad, I'm using a couple other pads, and I'm using a slotted pad now, so I don't use this as much anymore. But this is the pad I've been using on video. This is one of the bird's beak flakers that I made, and I've got some copper that goes with it. This is like a brazing rod type copper. This red stuff is some sort of flux or coating. I don't know what it is on it. Anyway, so the hole there is the right size when you want to replace the copper. And I call that a bird's beak flaker because it gives me a little bit of a vertical pressure ability to do vertical pressure work. Okay? It's a red oak handle. Yeah. All right, some files. I hardly ever use these. These are square and triangular files. So I don't use these very much, so I'm including this in the kit. I never use this. I've had this for a long time. I forgot who made this for me. It's got a piece of duct tape or something around this. It's a vertical punch tool made of a nail, made from a nail. Yeah. This one I ordered online. This is a set punch, right? So you can dent metal to start drilling. And I was going to use this to do some punch work on stone, but it's way too powerful. Way too powerful. But I have a feeling that you can probably knock a hole in the middle of a biface with this thing. And probably putting the biface in water and then doing it. Pow. And then knock a hole right in the center of the biface. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard it can be done. And I would probably use this to do it with. Yeah. I've got another one. I bought a set of 2, so I got one I can still use to experiment with. This copper is the same as this copper. It's like welding or brazing copper, except I was going to make something like this punch out of it, but I never get around to doing these because I don't use these vertical punches. Yeah, so I'm just going to include it in the tool set. Yeah, this one is like 7 3/4 long piece. A Nachomatic. Yay. Let's see. Yeah, this is, I'm trying to remember his first name. Snyder. Anyway, this is the Nachomatic. You can look it up online, on YouTube. It's got a website. And a little calipers. Little plastic calipers. I think I got this from Mike Tuff's also as a gift. But I don't want to break it. Right? I haven't been using it because it's kind of small for my use. I'm afraid to break it. So someone might be able to get a good use out of it. All right. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I think Ted Snyder. Yeah. And the Nachomatic. Right. I keep getting confused between Ted and Ralph. All right. Now, before I go over the rules, I'm going to send this box off to Danny Collins. He's a sponsor of the channel. And I've got this Bullhead flint from Scott and from David in the UK. These are the pieces I'm sending to Danny Collins, okay? And this is his website and all that. So for him to try out. Okay, I'm sending him these 4 pieces. Just wanted to mention that. That's not part of the auction. See, there was no item number. This is not part of the auction. I just wanted to mention that I'm sending that off. Okay? All right. Rules. Okay, these are just a short version of the rules. I'm using these little note cards. Okay? There will be an auction here every Monday. I will post the auction video at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay? I'll try to get it posted at 4 p.m. Sometimes I might be late. And it will end at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Every time. That I won't be late on. Okay? You bid in the comment section. If you're not able to post a comment, you will not be able to participate in the auction. You bid under one or more of my pre-populated comments. Please include the item number if you're not sure you placed your bid in the correct place. Okay? Kind of self-explanatory. Try not to bid at the last minute. I'm using YouTube's time tracker and it's not always accurate. Okay? Just fair warning. Okay? I reserve the right to call the winner as I see fit in any case. Right? Okay, so there's been issues where it's been very close and people have been bidding at the last minute, and sometimes YouTube says you're late, even though you and I both know you're on time, but I got to use a time tracker that everybody sees. So that's why I use YouTube's time tracker. All right? Okay. Look at my previous auctions to see how they work. If you have questions, you can email me or post your questions in the comments section. So my email is jackcrafty2@gmail.com. All right. There is a description of the auction in the description box. I also post this short video clip every time in case you don't like reading. Yeah. There will be a hard close of the auction at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It depends on your time zone, though. It ends at 8 if you're on Central Time, 7 if you're on Mountain Time, and 6 if you're on Pacific Time. Make sure you account for your time zone. Okay? All right. I will begin announcing winners 1 minute after the top of the hour. It may take me up to 45 minutes to announce all the winners, though. Okay, so give me some time to announce all the winners. I will start at 1 minute after the top of the hour because I refresh the comment section to make sure I see everyone's comment and I know what time they bid. Okay. I will hit the heart button if you win. This is the only notification you will receive. There is no private messaging in YouTube. And I will not hunt you down on Facebook or anything like that to announce that you are the winner. I will put a heart on the winning bid. I will heart it or love it or whatever it's called. Okay? All right. As a last resort, I can bid for you if you contact me before the auction ends. However, I will not bid for you closer than 5 minutes prior to closing. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, my email is jackcrafty2@gmail.com. You can email me if you're having trouble. You can bid as many times as you like. I will only charge you the amount that beats the next highest bidder. This helps to prevent sniping. Okay, so if you're not sure what that means, just look at previous auctions. You'll see that some guys bid a lot toward the end of the auction. They start putting in bids at the last minute just so someone won't snipe them for like $2. You know what sniping is, right? If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Did I skip one? No. I will hit the like button if and when I see your bid. It may take me a while, but as the time approaches the closing, I check more frequently. Okay, so this is how you know that I'm seeing your bids or comments. I will hit the like button. Okay, this is very important, especially if you're new. If you suspect that your comments or bids are not being seen, try asking if I see your comments bids. You ask in the comment section. If I don't respond, I can't see your comments or bids. All right, pretty obvious. So if I can't see your comments or bids, you got to try something else, like restart your phone or use someone else's phone or get on your computer to try to bid, or send me an email. Figure out what's going on, because it's usually on your end, right? Yeah, So just try different methods to try to get your comments visible. Shipping is free in the US. International shipping is discounted but not free. Okay? Free in the US, but international shipping is not free. It's $10 extra for a light package, 1 pound or less, and $20 extra if it's heavier than that. Okay? So your international shipping is discounted, but it's not free. Shipping is free in the US. I ship all items through the U.S. Post Office. I will always provide tracking numbers. I will issue refunds if requested. Oh, yes. If you are the winner and you're new, you'll need to email me your name, your address, and preferred method of payment. Or you can ask me what I prefer. I usually prefer PayPal, but I have different payment methods that I use. I accept Venmo, Cash App, PayPal.me, Zelle. Okay, just we'll arrange this in the emails. Okay. Okay, that's it for the cheat notes. Good luck, everybody.